Hello, hello, I presume this is working. Revert your eyes while I try to figure out how to make it go. No, I don't want that. I want this. I want Sketch Club. I want new sketch. We'll just do this. Color fill that color. Okay, this is driving me crazy, but I'm going to show you how I hung the pieces for the Urban Sketchers show in Boston. So I started with a blue background, which I'm just going to show you here sort of as a light blue. I made a shape out of pieces of blue cardstock that I had, just sort of a random shape like that. And I had all sorts of drawings that I needed to put on the blue background. So these are all drawings, let's pretend. Some are big, some are small, some are fragile, some are mine, and some are because of COVID, are high resolution prints. So I'm going to color mine pink. We'll just color mine pink. And what I did was, oftentimes I will draw things that are high up, like treetops and tall buildings and things like that. And sometimes I look down and I draw the gutter. Sometimes I look in the middle and draw what I see at my eye level, but oftentimes I'm attracted by things that are at sort of weird angles. So my drawings, some of my drawings will fit on the bottom, some will fit sort of at the top. And other people's, because I'm polite generally, I will put more in the middle. And I do some drawings that I put in the middle as well. So mine are going to be pink. And the reason I'm putting my pieces down first is because they are going to be covered up by other people. Now, sometimes because I'm not as precious about the drawings I do as you might be about yours, I can tape these down with sort of heavy tape. The tape is, I'm just going to make the tape red. So I'll tape my drawings first to the blue background. And then I will tape the ones that are going to be dark pink are going to be the prints that I have printed on high quality paper that where people couldn't give me originals because they were either in a sketchbook and they didn't want to take them out of the sketchbook, or they were in another country now and they sent me high resolution images which I printed from, and I printed on very nice paper. Oops, piece of tape fell off. So I took their prints, again, which prints are not valuable in the way that an original is, and I put those down. I attached them with tape and to the blue background. Sometimes I would place it underneath a corner of mine, so they again provided a base on which I'm going to put original drawings that are a little more precious. So, the more drawings that you can sacrifice to the cause, the better you might be at it. Again, my drawings, because I do a lot of drawings where I look down at the gutter, I place down in the display. And when I look at a rooftop and draw the church steeple or something, I might have them up here on the top. Again, leaving most of the space that is considered maybe valuable, the ones in the middle on the line, they used to call it back in the salon days. You know, if you were in a museum art show, and you weren't hung in at eye level, you knew that the judges didn't like your work as much as they liked Constable's. You know, Turner found his, you know, in the up and down area, not in the middle. So anyway, so you build up this sort of base of this mass of drawings, and then you can start adding. I'll make, again, there are many artists in my building who use sketchbooks, and they're not as, they use sketchbooks, but sketches for them and for some, and for me sometimes, are, they're just ways of me capturing a moment or trying out something to see if it'll fly or something. So I don't really treat them as I might a finished drawing or rendering. And so anytime people tell me that they don't really care, you know, how I deal with their drawings, I will put them here as well. And they may be, part of them might be covered up. I don't think there's you know, 4 drawings in the 500 that are in the gallery right now that are not somehow covered. There's a little corner of one that's covered, or you know, the top side of one, or so I'll fill the background here with more drawings where I have permission to tape them, and then I might get another couple of prints and put them in, again covering the tape. I want them to look like they have been just laid casually on the ground and somehow magically lifted up to the wall. Oops, lost that one, fell off. That one was not secure enough, I guess. So anyway, so I have this mass, and then I bring in the real drawings, the ones that are fragile, the ones that are precious, the ones that are whatever they are, and I will add them the same way I'm adding the ones that I've already added, and I'll put them there and put them here, and maybe put one, I don't want to cover up too much. Let's say someone did a very small drawing there, and another one here. So part of them are slipped behind some of the other drawings that are already stuck together. Everything other than the blue ones are somehow taped to each other. And the blue ones, oops, that one fell down. The blue ones are the, quote, original drawings that I want to show, but I have to be careful about. So what I do with these, let's say there's another one up here, just add another couple here. Here we go. For these, I will place them in. Sometimes I'll use a little tiny piece of this this painter's tape. It's called. It's for carpenters and painters to do an edge, and it's easy to peel off without ruining the wallpaper or the wood trim or whatever. It's blue tape, masking tape, but it's not as sticky as masking tape. It will hold, but it won't damage. So how will I draw that? Draw it in yellow. So it'll be the yellow tape will be behind the blue here. So let me just make that faded. So I'll take a little bit of yellow tape, put it on this pink, the pink piece of paper there, on the back of the pink piece of paper, and then I will have part of it sticking out, and then when I slide the blue one in place, I'll tack it very gently, maybe with a loop of tape, and it will go. So these little yellow things represent tape that you don't see, that's, holding it together. And then sometimes, or quite often, once this is done, I'll take little tacks, little thumbtacks, or push pins rather, and they'll be anchored here in places like that to keep them sturdy and steady. And so when it's all said and done, it's a solid piece that has original works that are not at all damaged. Let's see, what I could put another original one in here. It's sort of fun too when you get them, because people draw in all different sizes and shapes of paper, so you can arrange them. You can save a bunch of small ones to sort of put in at the last minute. And the small ones can be drawings I do or drawings other people do that they sent me the prints of, so I could add another couple of small ones here and there to make this mask. But the important thing, I guess, is if you have the ability to sacrifice originals where you're going to maybe put a push pin through them, actually skewer a corner of the drawing or something, or you can tape that drawing to another sacrificial drawing or sacrificial print, you start with those first. You keep in mind where you're going to put the originals that have to be very precious. You keep that in mind where you have to make room for them, and then once you do, you can sort of build around them. So that's how it works. And more and more people have been saying how much they love this method of display, because it's very casual, it's cozy, it's like a group. It's like, the drawings, if they were all by themselves next to each other with 8 inches between them, I'd need the Louvre to put all the drawings in that I've used in this show, and I don't have that much space. It's a small gallery, but it also works better this way, I think, because you see how these 3 drawings. That's another thing I'll do. Let's say we drew the Eiffel Tower. So I'm just going to draw the Eiffel Tower on top of these and show you how I might do it. In the middle I might have the pictures of the Eiffel Tower. I'm just going to draw them as triangles here. So these are all Eiffel Towers. Some are big, some are small, some are watercolor, some are black and white. Then down here at the bottom, I might show, let's say the Eiffel Tower is there, and then there's, the bridge going over and the town and the whatever there. Maybe this one just shows a leg of the Eiffel Tower and the people. Maybe this shows, a person with the Eiffel Tower in the background. And up at the top, maybe this will show the very top of the Eiffel Tower. And so but what I try to do when I'm drawing these, I try to see the similarities between them, and I'll put people who maybe draw very differently, but they draw the same kind of thing. And with the Eiffel Tower, what would you draw? You could draw the people waiting in line to take the elevator. These people are waiting in line. You're waiting in line, and these are all the people waiting in line. So I have them together because everyone draws people waiting in line differently. And over here it might be maybe some people were drawing the people selling the souvenirs. The little Eiffel Tower is all lined up, and people buying the souvenirs with the little red striped umbrella or whatever. So that might be there, or eating a croissant or whatever they do in France. It'll, maybe this is more people oriented. The center area might be more, the postcard view of the Eiffel Tower. And then, but I like to have, this drawing here relate to the drawings that are around it. Now, they can be similar in color or similar in subject matter or something else. And maybe I'll have an area of people who drew in black and white together. And then I'll have an area where people drew in full color in an area, or where the colors are alike. So I treat the entire glob sort of as a picture that I'm making. I build the entire thing the same way that I would compose a painting or arrange flowers in a vase. So it looks random because it's a clusterfuck of drawings, but when you look at it, you should be able to see in the images that I did or the things I show logic in how they were done. So that's how I do it. So I think one or many of these things I did in this organization of this show could be utilized by other people in how they put together a group show. But in this case, quantity is important. You want to show as many views of a single venue where you've been drawing as you can, I think. I think the idea is to have people see how 20 sets of eyeballs saw the same thing. And so more is better. Normally in an art show, you're very selective. You only show the very, very best. And there's nothing wrong with that. But who decides what is best? That's the question. And we, as an urban sketcher, we can't make that decision. We're all equally bound by our democratic principles, where anything is good, anything is okay. And that's a very good, wise way to work. And that's a very good, wise way to show an exhibit in a urban sketcher exhibit. So that's how it was done. Thank you. Bye. How do I turn this off? How do I turn this off?